Detto questo, vi do la buonanotte. Vi lascio liberi di interrogarvi sul mio misterioso passato.
Actually, it's all led by strong women, and at the same time, in a time in which the power and the position were not be recognized to them, and also, was not recognized the love between, not a man and a woman. Let's just say that without spoiler. How much, in your opinion, this reflects, through the length of past on our times?
That's why America was built, really. It was people escaping their persecution back home to find freedom in a new land, and it's very clever for Julian, I think, to incorporate that into the Downton story.
And you're right, the women in this series, they are all trailblazers. They're all really powerful women, and if there's a powerful man standing in front of them, you know that the woman behind him is the one who's encouraging him, supporting him, pushing him. But yeah, I felt that when watching the series and as it's developed, that these women have taken on these roles and have been given the real positions of power, or of inherited positions of power, and it's a great thing for that to be on television in this sort of world, for younger generations watching that, older generations looking back and realizing, yeah, we did it. We were part of a massive movement of, there's a lot of important things that women had to do to get us now to be in the positions that we're in.
The surface, and that people are people, and everything changes about society, but people will always be people. So there will always be people who have other sexual inclinations. There will always be women who are smarter and more capable than men. But it's within the context of the society that things play out. But underneath, people's essential nature never changes, and maybe that's comforting in and of itself.
But I think there were women who were able to do what the women in this movie do, and it's not portrayed as being easy for the women in the movie necessarily.
No. Yeah, I mean, after, you see it in the series, after, season 1, war is announced, and season 2 is really sort of all about, the war and how it changed so much and changed people's lives. And that's really when it all started. For the women, they were given purpose and opportunities, and it sort of grew from there. And you see it in so many of the characters, the female characters above and below stairs, that what that time did, changed everything. And realizing that they could do so much more. Yeah. And I think that sort of it's still going on. Even in this film, Lady Edith talks about, she's just had her first child, but she's going to go back to editing quite soon, and there's something quite modern. Hearing that in a period drama like this, it sounds quite modern, that she's going back to work having had a baby, and but it was true of the time. There were these opportunities for women then, and I think it's great because it sort of celebrates that. In the show, Julian's always been sort of very conscious of that, hasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, completely. There's a moment which I won't say too much about in this, but it feels like it's really talking about our experience of COVID and lockdown, and just being back in the room with people, and having how important it is to be around people again. And it feels like Julian has that amazing way of making it feel like he's really talking about us in a very specific context. And I wouldn't say it's not a universal thing. He's talking about a very specific world, but he has a way of making those characters that feel very distant feel completely human, and they're just experiencing what any one of us would be experiencing.